Hi, welcome to Pagan Goddess Tarot, and today I am doing the August monthly reading for the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Okay. Sorry, I have been late. My house has had some serious, we had this insidious little leak and it's caused so much damage. I have damage to the walls, damage to the floors. It's hard to schedule, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you know, and then, you know, the night that I had the time, they had we had massive thunderstorms in the area, and, you know, you can just imagine what happened. There went the power. So it's just been kind of wild, but we're laying a solid foundation. How about that? So, Scorpio, your first card is Beaver Spirit. It's telling you to lay a solid foundation. Now, all that being said, this is still a general collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if it starts to resonate with you later, it's because it's fortune telling and it probably hasn't happened yet. And when that happens, it's very common. So, I mean, when it does happen, you know, you're more than welcome to come back to the channel and rewatch any videos that you want. You should be watching your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. You can watch your Venus as well. This gives you an overall picture of your energies, not just the general collectives, okay? It's as close as you're going to get to a personal reading. So I'm using the angels and ancestors, and we have the druid, and it's telling you to hold the space. There we go. And Mirror Guardian, time to, it's take time to reflect. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to do a 5-position spread. It is past, present, future, the advice from Spirit, and the most probable outcome. So what do we have for Scorpio? Well, just, geez, everybody jump out there at once. Okay. In the past, you had a tower moment. This is in the past. Don't panic. Okay. It's just a large change of energy. Okay. So, if people perceive it as bad, sometimes it is. It's because it isn't. It really is never bad for you. It just seems like it while you're going through it. It always makes you, it always builds up to something better. But, you know, while you're going through it, you don't want to hear about it. Trust me, you don't. But, and the point of it is when you're going through this can be good. I mean, everybody thinks it's going to be bad, it's going to mess up my life, and well, you know, you just won the Mega Millions tonight, or you just won the Powerball tonight, or what, I don't know which one's playing. I don't even know, whatever. But my point is if you won that and you won, I don't know what the jackpots are, but if you won half $500 million, you know, that would be it would be a sharp change in energy. So that would be a tower moment, even though it would be perceived as good. It's your outlook on it. Okay, so this is basically tearing down a foundation. The foundation wasn't firm, so, you know, it couldn't withstand the storm. And that was your past. Keep that in mind. That is your past. You've already been through this. Okay, so for your present, see, we have you coming out as more balanced. If you'll look, he has the scales above him. He's balanced precariously on the rocks, but he's completely balanced. He's got enough money to help himself and to help others. And what other people don't understand, a lot of people don't understand with this, is when you are donating money or giving money, and it does not mean to go donate to crazy causes or whatever. What I'm saying is if you're helping somebody in need and because you have the money. You know, you're understanding the flow. That's how, in turn, this person may 20 years from now remember that there's a thing on Facebook where it was an older man, and it was his birthday, and his son and granddaughter were trying to buy something, and she wanted to buy him a cake. She was a little girl, and he didn't have enough money, and the clerk was being obnoxious, and you know, people in line were like, shush. Well, you know, so there was a guy in line, and he kind of looked around, and he came, you know, after they had taken their groceries and what he couldn't buy the birthday cake, and he left the cake. So, long story short, this guy comes up behind, he buys the cake, he buys whatever excess groceries that she hadn't put back yet, and he races down the street, and he gives it to the son, this man, this father and daughter. And he's like, well, I can't pay you. And he told them about a story that what had happened to him, and it was something very similar. They were poor, and I'm not sure what they needed, but a man had done that for them. And he felt like, you know, you should always do that, you know. And there was a note attached to it, and they said, when you do it, give that note forward. And it turns out, of course, you know, obviously, they go back to the house, and they're excited, and they have a cake, and I don't know who tells the story to the father. Now who do you guess he was? He was the guy that gave the kid, who is now the man that gave it back. And that's how the flow works. That's reciprocity. Okay, it may not come back to you per se, but it'll come back to you in other ways. So it's important for you to find your balance, and, you know, not to, you know, I'm not saying squander your money, but I'm saying there's nothing wrong with donating some money here and there. Okay, it's a good thing. You know, help other people. So it doesn't even have to be money. It's abundance. You know, Habitat for Humanity. You don't even have to know how to wield a hammer, and you can go help. Okay, help people in need. So in the future, we see you sitting on your path, staying on your path. You're moving forward. You're moving past these spheres. You're balancing your wild side and your tame side. And you're moving forward. And that's the whole point. You're moving forward. Okay? And you're holding your space. Okay, so you kind of need to take time to reflect about what it is that you really want in your life. What is your wish fulfillment, right? And then start making plans. Hold the space that you're in, but make plans for the future. And lay a solid foundation, and that way you don't have to work for that. And your advice card is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so if you hold your space now, and then in the present you start being giving, like I said, giving of your abundance. And your abundance is not necessarily just coins. It's just a good way to depict it. Do you know how to read? You know, they have literacy programs at almost, well, maybe not right now, but they have literacy programs for almost every library. You know, teach somebody to read. You know how to build something? Teach somebody carpentry. You know how to grow something? Teach them gardening. You know? It's that kind of abundance. You may have an abundance of knowledge in a certain area. Okay? And that's what they're talking about, you staying on your path. Staying balanced. Okay? And the advice from Spirit is to be the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, well, if you plan for the future and you start investing money or whatnot, you can do that. But to do true abundance, again, remember, abundance is not always money. I think in this case it is. It's learning how to build it. You have to lay that foundation. And you can't lay a solid foundation unless you take time to reflect. You have to do a life review. You have to figure out, well, where do I want to be? If this is where you want to be, you better start planning for it. Okay? I mean, we always get these knocks in life. Everybody does. But you have to start. And in the meantime, you got to hold your space. Okay? Yes, I'm building this castle in the sky. But in the meantime, you know, I'm sitting in that beach cottage, or, well, maybe not, okay, beach cottage, or I'm living in that shack in the mountains that nobody would ever dream, okay? And the whole point is to stay out of your head, okay? If you're worried about what's going to happen, you have to have trust in spirit, okay? And sometimes that's really hard to do, especially when you're facing a tower moment, because we want it our way. And truly, we do want it our way. So hold your space, take your time, think about what you want, and then move forward. Whoops. Okay. So if you can do this, your most probable outcome will be the Druid. Okay. Actually, two of them came out. The Two of Pentacles came, or the Two of Shields came out too. The Druid is obviously somebody that was associated with, well, I wouldn't say religion. He's kind of like the Hierophant card. Okay, the Druid, it took him 20 years to learn how to be a Druid. And you have the Druid over here too. Druids were very interesting people. They were also advisors to kings and queens. So, you're blessed by Awen. You have the egg. That's a new life. You can build your own life, a new beginning. And you have fertility there. You can build anything that you want with that. Once you find your path, it'll be illuminated. Once you decide what it is that you truly wish for, it's going to light up your path. You'll know what to do. Okay? But until then, you know, you need to take time to reflect and see what it is that you truly want, and then start laying a solid foundation for the future. The other thing I have here is balance. Remember, there's going to be times when the wolf's standing at the door, you're standing in, or you're feeling left out in the cold, but you're still balanced. Your ships are out there taking a beating. Yeah, there's a wolf at the door, but the wolf is not trying to get in. Wolf must be well fed, not hungry, or doesn't care. You're balanced, even though you're standing in the snow, but you're actually levitating those coins. The point is, hold your space. Because we grow from those kind of spaces. Because this tower fell because it didn't have a firm foundation. This is how you build one. Okay? There we go. And I'm going to put that because you're opening a new cycle, and it's hard to do. Okay, it takes some work, and it takes some of this too. It takes a lot of healing. You got to get past that 10 energy, that particular 10, the 10 of Swords. That is, I'm sorry, the 9 of Swords. That's being in your mental anguish, and you can't thrive in that kind of energy. Okay. So I'm going to use a Marquetti Tarot Royale to clarify the cards. There we go. So, I have the Page of Wands clarifying that tower. Okay. Let's see what else we have. What else do we have for Scorpio? Okay, yeah, so there was some kind of communication, very passionate communication that came forward to you. You might have had more than one communication, but somebody came forward, okay? Now, the Knight of Wands may have been, well, sometimes they're known as the playboys of the tarot, but And it may have been. That may have been. You know, you thought that it was a permanent deal and they broke your heart. Okay, and that'll cause mental anguish. Okay, but in the present, you're building your abundance. You're working on yourself and you're building your abundance. And Spirit's advising you to be patient. That's temperance. It could be Sagittarius, but okay, just be patient. Your ships are coming in. You might not be able to see it, but the ships are coming in. And they're urging you to stay on your path. Don't be afraid. You know, don't worry about it. Okay? Because you walked away from a situation. Okay? Which gave you the clarity. That's what gave you the ability to move forward. Okay? And you learned how to be the Queen of Swords. She is surrounded by doves. She's coming in peace. She really doesn't want war, but she's a warrior and she has no problem with bringing it. She is logical, and she's not afraid to cut away things that don't serve her. Okay? So you might want to consider that in the future. Being guarded. Well, no, you don't be guarded. Just listen to people. They usually tell you what they're up to anyways. Alright, so the Ten of Pentacles. You don't see this coming. This is your advice from Spirit, is to strive for that. You don't see it coming. Because either you're so focused on other things, which is the way it's depicted here, that you don't see the potential. Okay? Because you can't see from a higher perspective. You can't see the whole thing. So it's telling you to follow your intuition. Because, I mean, this druid is able to bring it down. They're magic. Okay. I think they were what people would consider a wizard to be. But it's a little bit, it's a lot different. In some ways. Okay, so you do have a passionate new beginning here. Remember, these two cards are together. And I think that's why Spirit's warning you, it's hard to keep your balance. Keep your balance, okay? You're balancing your spiritual and material plane. And sometimes on the material side, it's really hard to balance that stuff. Okay, but you do have communication coming in. It's going to be swift communication. Okay? And it's basically you're moving into a position where you have to make a decision. You have to lift up the blindfold so you can see clearly, which, you know, like what she does. You can see clearly what's going on and what needs to be done. And then you need to open your heart and move forward, because this is going to be your justice. And I just saw the Queen of Pentacles, so that's an amazing card. I'm going to pull a couple of Archangel cards, and let's see what kind of messages they have for you as well. These are gifts from God. Okay, if you don't believe in God, that's okay too. You know, but you do know that Spirit does work in your favor, and they bring things to you. So, Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Excuse me. Open your arms to receive. That's what they're talking about, being open. Okay, you see these, they're open, they're open. Okay, you have to be open to receive. You can't be like, well, you know that last guy, okay, no, that doesn't work. Spirit's like, yeah, we know about it. But the point is that, you know, we don't always recognize when Spirit's giving us a gift. So remember who you are, Archangel Michael. You are a powerful being, and a creative child of God. You are very loved. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, I have a career transition. It's Archangel Shamuel. And your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. So, I mean, you may go from, I don't know, whatever you do, and then you run into something and you become an expert at it, and you start lecturing other people or helping other people or counseling. Maybe you turn into a counselor or something. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is the extended is going to be on the Facebook page, Pagan Goddess Tarot. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I just got home from work. So it's going to be listed. It's going to be free of charge for a little while. So you're more than welcome to go over to the Facebook page, and if you like it, hit like and share. If you like this one, hit like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I give you future videos. Thanks for watching, and you have a great night.